Alright, ladies and gents, Chief Master Instructor Kenny Smith, Total Force Training Group. I just finished lifting, so you'll have to bear with me. My breathing's not the best in the world right now. What I want to talk about is, I put the first free training tip on our website last night, and it's a few footwork drills. You know, there are people, gun guys mostly, and gals, that talk about, well, you don't need all that fancy schmancy stuff, that's why you carry a gun. I beg to differ, okay? We've all tried to hit a moving target. If you haven't, you've failed yourself, okay? It's not easy, it's not fun. That's why most people don't practice it, because they're not good at it. Anyway, it's very hard to hit a moving target. So we need to take that into account. If we're drawing our gun, standing still is probably a very stupid idea. James Yeager is credited for saying there's an acronym, MOVE. Motionless operators ventilate easily. And he's very, very right when he says that. Matter of fact, first time I watched his Fighting Pistol DVD and heard that, it was like light bulb. You know what I'm saying? So I caught on to that, and you know, he made sense. You know, even in the military, I've been taught, especially with the M9, plant your feet, good solid shooting stance. And such is just not the case. I look at various shooting schools today, and they call shooting on the move an advanced skill. Wrong. Is it hard? Hell yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. Is it something for a beginner shooter? I don't know. Are they carrying the gun? If they're carrying the gun, it's probably for them. Why? Because if they're moving, which they should be, okay? Military, we said if you're not shooting, you should be moving. If you're not moving, you should be communicating. If you're not communicating, you should be reloading. If you can do more than one at once, you're doing good. All right? So, if we see that shooting and moving are incredibly important, and we understand that some states, including my own, have a duty to retreat law, if we can retreat, we should, but what if the assault continues when we're retreating? Should we stop our retreat? Not in my eyes. In my eyes, you should keep going and get away from the fight, but you can fight in the process. And anybody that tells you otherwise is a blooming idiot, okay? And that's not on the legal side, that's on the physical skill side. All right. Next, why would I consider it an essential skill as in something that should be taught at every level? Because if we're in our house, maybe we're trying to secure our kids. We're moving. We're mobile. All right. So learn how to shoot on the move. Okay. Regardless of what your current skill level is, learn how to shoot on the move. If you can shoot well on the move, you can shoot great standing still. Okay. So we're going to talk about a fighting position, not so much a stance. I hate using the term stance because stance implies that your feet are locked in place. Always try and stay forward on your feet. Weight forward on the balls of your feet. All right. This helps with recoil control, and it helps you stay light on your feet for movement, which we'll get into that in a second. But when you move, don't cross your feet. Move forward, front foot, back foot. Move backwards, back foot, front foot. Move to the right. Right foot, left foot, move to the left foot, right foot. Even if you're pivoting, never, ever, ever cross your feet because your body's off balance at that point. Should you train to shoot with your feet crossed? Yeah, you should because it gets you used to shooting off balance. But when you're moving, there's a difference between drilling and fighting, okay? When you're training, i.e. you're enhancing or building upon your skill set, okay? That's not practice. It's a different thing completely, all right? That's like standing on one foot while making sure your draw is in balance. Okay? Probably not a good idea to do that at most ranges. Matter of fact, probably not a good idea to do that with a live weapon at all until you're confident with how you've done it. Do it dry and with a blue gun first. What I would suggest. But anyway, no liability. You're responsible for your own actions. But anyway, people do things like that. And the reason for it is good. It helps you work on your fundamentals of marksmanship, which is essential. But when you're actually moving, you don't want to compromise your balance if you don't have to. A friend of mine's a SWAT cop, and when he moves to the side, his feet move like he's on a karaoke drill for football, and they cross every time. And I'll get him doing that with a blue gun, and I just give him a nudge, and he falls over. There's a reason for that. You're off balance. If I'm moving to the side, I don't have to have my chest pointed at my target. I can just point my weapon, okay? It's perfectly doable. Your body naturally works where your hips, the center of your body, goes the direction the body is moving, not so much the direction the body wants to fight in. All right? If you can turn your head and move your arm, you should be confident enough shooting one-handed that you don't need that 100% foundation to get good accuracy. Yeah, there are plenty of people and get good accuracy while evading, shooting off, almost in a homing position. Like this, it's canted, but nevertheless, it's not all hook. But you're off at an angle, a little bit steeper angle than you might out here. But there are plenty of people that can get good accuracy doing that. So don't restrict yourself by having to cross your feet. This video is probably going to suck from the wind. But anyway, windy, cold day here. So as we're moving, okay, concentrate on where we're going, not so much what we're doing. Your feet are in no way attached to your fighting implements until you start fighting with your knees and your feet. Okay? So why might footwork, this all-important footwork that I keep talking about, be important, besides the fact of mobility? Well, mobility. If most gunfights that you see as a civilian actually start at a contact distance range. There are places that teach a hit and back up. Well, look, I'm going to tell you, if someone hits me that hard, that little pop, I'm going to be very pissed off. All right? If you're not used to working your footwork well, okay, and from an actual retention position, okay, and from an actual impact, from actually hitting the bag or what, you can't do this with a cardboard target because you'll knock it over. You need to invest in a heavy bag and airsoft gun, or heavy bag and blue gun. All right? Now, when I come into this, if I just stay here standing vertical, and this bag is somebody coming towards me, I'm not exactly on balance. So when I do this, I'm going to step back into that fighting posture while I'm accessing my weapon. Okay? And I can put bullets on board and then step back. There's that footwork there. Once I've hit, back. Okay? And then you just walk backwards while continually putting bullets in your target. That's just one example. Another one. Obviously, every time someone assaults us at contact distance, they're not using deadly force. We're not justified in going to the gun. If I don't have good footwork, I'm going to get hit by this guy. I don't want to get hit by this guy or anybody else. Okay? You watch a heavyweight boxer. Some heavyweight boxers have great footwork. Some just have a big punch. A fighter with a big punch always has to be taken seriously because one good connection and you go to sleep. Okay? But Roy Jones, I cannot for the life of me remember who he fought, but it's when Roy Jones fought heavyweight. He never hurt his opponent, but he outmoved him. He outboxed him. He moved. He was not there when the big man tried to hit him. Okay? That's all footwork. Why did Ali beat Foreman? Footwork. Okay? You know, that's all it comes down to is footwork. So work on your footwork. I put a few footwork drills up on the website. Hope you guys check those out. Website's totalforcetraining.weebly.com. Work on your footwork and integrate it in with some various other skills. Y'all have a good day.